Hello and welcome. In today's video we're going to take a look around the Kingdom section of Legoland Dubai. Now it's one of the strongest sections of Legoland Dubai, so there's plenty of things to see and look forward to within this video, and this section of the park is located right next to the Lego City section, which you can see just in the background, and that is absolutely massive, so you've got that to look forward to as well. So throughout this video we're going to take a look at all the different models that they've got on offer. It has also some of the better rides in the theme park as well, and this is the first roller coaster which is also located indoors with regards to the entrance and queue line. Take a good look at that in a second. So the first thing that we're about to see is a pay-to-play. Now there's a lot of pay-to-plays around. I'm not 100% sure why they have so many pay-to-plays in this park compared to all the others, but there was one that we've just walked past and there was another 3 on the other side where there was all the members of staff. Now we are about to walk down and take a look at the first couple of rides. You've got the roller coaster to the right, which we'll take a better look at in a second. We are going to walk straight past the flying machine because the people are just about to get on that ride, so I do manage to actually film that working in a second, which is good. So if you notice, all the theming of the roof, they're actually all wizards hats, which I thought was a really nice touch. So this one that we're about to come up to now, this one is actually a ride that is available in Billund and Windsor as well. The theming is pretty much exactly the same as the one in Windsor, it's just different in Billund. This is the one where it just sort of spins round and round and round and just comes up and over all the little bits and pieces. This area is actually quite nice for a place where you can grab a bite to eat. You've got a nice scoop-a-lot, I do believe, so scoop-a-lot ice cream that we're about to have a look at next. Again, it wasn't open, but it's there to have a look at on the video, and I thought the theming was really good as well. Now the bit that we're about to look at now is this canopy place where it has plenty of benches just in front of the Dragon roller coaster, which actually had a couple of people on, which was nice to see. But it's a bit bizarre in this section of the park, is if you spot what we're about to see now, which is these werewolves, these are dotted all over this land of the park. Now these models are the same type of models that they were used in the holiday village that they've got in Denmark and Germany, but they don't have a holiday village over in Dubai, so they seem to have just dotted them around. So we will be doing a bit of a nature walk tour as well as we go around Billund, because these are Dubai, because these are dotted all over the place compared to the ones that they have over in Billund in Germany. So any of the others that you see in the background, do let us know. Now we're about to come into the ride, which is the Apprentice, the Dragon Apprentice. Now this one I thought was extremely well themed compared to all the others. I do end up changing camera in a second, and we will zoom in on some owls and some other little bits and pieces that they've actually got within the ride. But you can see how nicely sheltered that is, so you can sit yourself down, grab a bite to eat, and have an ice cream and all those sorts of things, which is always a nice touch. So we're about to take a better look at the theme, and we did have to use a different camera to zoom in and out. So we have the owls that you can see just there. The reason why there's no noise is because I actually filmed it on a different camera and did a voiceover as I was speaking, and then realised it was copyrighted music. So you've got the owls there, and then you've got the dragons which are about to come up, and you can see they're actually moving up and down. So all the animatronics and everything was working on this ride, which is, again, just really nice to see. It's super clean, but I'm pretty sure it might go around once more. You might catch it again, and I never saw it working again because there was nobody there to use it. So all the other rides, again, there was nobody down that section of the park. As we come up and round, you're going to spot some more sort of animal models and all sorts of other little bits and pieces, and then we will head towards the bigger roller coaster and the entrance of the queue line. But you can see how nicely themed it is and how much space there is in this section. This is definitely the biggest night section that I've seen compared to any of the other parks so far. So how does this compare to any of the parks that you've been to? Please do let us know. Now again, they've got all these models dotted around, so this is obviously linked to the Junior Apprentice ride, which I thought was a really nice touch, where they've got the little dragons and all those little bits and pieces. But I did actually forget to film something, which you're about to see in a second, which was part of the other video that I did, where we go back to Nature Watch. So here we go. So we've got some random deers dotted about, and then we will then zoom in on the ride that's just behind it, because it was lucky enough that it did happen to be working, which was just perfect timing. So you can just see that the ride is different to the one that they got in Windsor, and you have to pedal and the ride will go up higher, and then as you don't pedal it will drop down a little bit. But again, it's just another turkey twizzler. So moving back on, you've got the restaurant to the left hand side, and then we have the walkway entrance to the castle roller coaster on the right hand side. So if you've seen the ride from Legoland Windsor, It's literally just a big open castle that you walk in, and then you have just like some shops, and then you go into the ride. Where this is all completely different with regards to what you're about to see, and you've got lots of different theming again for the restaurant. So the restaurant luckily was open on this one, and again they don't have this at the one in Windsor, but they do have the one in Billund, but Billund wasn't open. So this is the first time you actually get to see the models on the outside of the burger restaurant. So now what we'll do, we're going to take a fancy look at the air conditioning queue line of this Dragon roller coaster. Now, the only reason why I can think that this bit is indoors is just because it is the longest queue line of the park, and I don't want people to overheat, because even in winter on a sunny day this one gets hot. But it's exactly the same structure. You can see everything's pretty much exactly the same apart from the roof and the bits that are dangling just off the ceiling. The queue line just loops up and around the top as per normal, and then you end up joining the ride at the other end. So it's nice and simple. The theme is really nice down this way, and you have got some toilet blocks, and you've got a little bit into a gift shop as well, which again is the same sort of thing as the one that they've got in Windsor. There's a big open space, and you've got some little windows and things that you can look in and out of and through. And then you can see, as obviously that's the staircase, you can see all the flags and everything that are up top. And they've also got their sponsorship stuff up this way. Again, it's a bit of a weird one because I don't think they've got that at any other parks, but now we're going to take a look at some of the models. These do look new, but I think because it's got a roof, they just keep them nice and bright. So that's another advantage of having the ceiling to protect it all from the sun. These are slightly different to any of the others that I've seen before with regards to the guards. They obviously put different guards in different areas. You can see we're going to take a quick look and loop around on the queue line, and again, you can imagine just how big this queue line would be when it is busy, because it just loops round and round and round. So we can go to this little chappie here who is playing a nice beat for everybody. That I'm sure wouldn't get too annoying at all if you were stood there for about 45 minutes. Now this is just the length. There's not really that much to look at apart from looking in and down, but yet they haven't done much on the downstairs. Now the one thing this one doesn't have compared to the others, it doesn't have a water fountain. That's the one thing I've just realised that it is missing. But again, you can see the COVID restrictions on the floor, but they do have lots of these sort of mosaic pieces that you can stop and have a look at, which I obviously did. And they are dotted through and around. There's quite a lot of them actually. I was quite surprised how many there were. It's quite nice that they did add certain bits and pieces into the actual queue line, but when you're looking over, there's not really that much to look down on. So maybe that's why they've added more theming into the queue line than others. But again, I appreciate all the extra add-ons and all the different bits and pieces. And again, yes, if you didn't know, these are all made from Lego itself, which is always a really nice touch. So we're going to keep coming up and round, so you can just imagine it loops around the back of that grey part of the castle, and then we'll come straight into the dragon bit. But each pocket of these little sort of huts that you end up queuing in, they have plenty of little bits and pieces to look at, which is really nice. It's different to the ones in the other places because you don't have much to look at in the queue line, but you can look down onto like the fountains and all that side of things, whereas this just is a complete flip reverse, where they've got all the different bits and pieces that you can look at in the queue line, but then there's nothing to look down on. So let us know in the comments below which you would prefer and which do you find more entertaining. For me, I much prefer having all the Lego bits and pieces within, but I'm still a bit confused with what they would do with that huge open space down there, because obviously you would just come in and then loop it around and go up the stairs, or you just nip to the toilet if need be. Right, I do believe that is all you're going to get, because then what happens is you go up a couple of steps, and then just to the right hand side is the actual roller coaster itself, which you're not allowed to film on, so that is the end of that. And then magically we come straight back out. There we go. And you can just see the scale of the castle from the outside, but we will get a good look at the track and you will see it go around. Now the thing to the left is this is still all the seating for the big burger bar, so there's huge amounts of seats that you can sit on. Now there is this here, which I don't think was ever open. So you've got the blacksmiths that is just here with it. They've got a couple of models, but these doors were never open, so I'm not too sure if it's like a maintenance shed or what it was. But I thought the theming was fantastic, and I'll let you listen to the coaster as we go by. You can see it's got some pace to that one, and this track does look really, really big actually compared to some of the others. I know it's not the same as any of the other main theme parks, but they did seem to, this one did seem to be turned up a little bit, so it did have a little bit of pace to it, which was quite nice, and obviously depending on where you sit, it obviously helps as well. So you can see the scale of just how big the track is. As we go round, we'll pick up some more nature watch stuff, and again, you can just imagine what this would be like lit up at night with regards to all the lighting on the side there. I think that's going to be a really, really nice touch. If the park is ever open when it's dark enough at night, it would be amazing to do more of an evening tour and just see what this is like lit up at night. Now, this, again, took me ages to spot all of these, but they have got them about if you want to look. So it's a nice touch, and again they've added them close to the seating area as well, which is all, I guess, it's a really nice thing. So when you're sitting down and having a bite to eat and things, you have got other bits and pieces to look at, and they seem to have a seating area either end and entrance as you come in, and this is obviously located just by both of the roller coasters as well, which again is a nice touch. So the big roller coaster will carry on, and the sound is about to disappear because this camera overheated and then I couldn't get it back on again, so then we have to go back to the footage that I filmed before this for the other bits and pieces that are on the floor. So be amazed by the amazing editing. You're never going to spot that it changes. So there's a prisoner opportunity photo well in the background just there, and now we're back to the other camera. Now this bit that I was going to loop back in on, this is all sheltered. This has got the benches. This is very similar to how it was at the start, and you do have like a little pop-up stall where you can buy some bits and pieces, which is down just to the left hand side, and again you can just get your drinks and snacks and things from there. And that horseshoes round the front and back of a couple of signs and a couple of different places where you can sit. And then again, this is just where those chairs are. That's where you'll be able to buy something to eat. Now we are going to have a quick look at the track again because, like I said, it is obviously part of something that I was doing prior. And then we will have a look at some of the models that are on the floor. So guys, I am going to end it there. But if you could like and subscribe and all that good stuff, that'd be absolutely fantastic. I'm now going to leave you in awkward silence as the roller coaster goes round. So guys, as always, thank you very much for watching. You guys take care. Catch you in the next one. Ta-da.